Hey there, Saints. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotion for you this Wednesday. Hope you're doing all right today. I'm going to start us off with a quick reading from David Kuntz's Quiet Mind. And this might be our last one out of this book before we change things up for the Advent season. But this is a meditation on fear of missing out. When we lack the proper time for the simple pleasures of life, then we have missed the purpose of life. Ed Hayes. One of the strongest and lasting images of my life is the vision of myself as an old man waking up early one morning and realizing in the cold gray dawn that I had missed my life. In my vision, I would know in that moment of truth that I had not been awake, had not been aware of the pleasures I truly wanted, and had been afraid to risk. It would be a moment of overwhelming sadness. My vision is fearsome, but my fear gradually lessens as I take time throughout my days and years to reconnect to myself. So I try to move into my vision and spend time with it and ask it what it wants from me, what it has to give me. I'm not the only one with this fear of missing something important. Jack Kornfield makes a similar point. As you walk and eat and travel, be where you are. Otherwise, you will miss most of your life. Ronald Dahl is a physician and parent. He wrote in a recent issue of Newsweek about the pace of life and his concern about its implication for our well-being. I sensed a fear that I would miss chapters in my children's childhood amid my hectic, overfilled life. He too, it seems, has a fearful vision, waking up one morning and realizing that his children are gone, and worse, he doesn't know them. Consider what missing your life might mean for you. What will you most deeply regret having not been or accomplished? How can you begin to live so that you will be present to what is most important to you? Saints, that's a tough question. That's a big question, an important question. I think many of us can relate to that sense, that fear of reaching the end of our life or even a later stage of our life and looking back and wishing we had done things differently. Holding regrets over the choices that we make about how we would spend our time, what we would invest ourselves in. One of the challenges there is, of course, you don't know the perspective that you're going to have at the end of your life when you're somewhere back in the middle of it, right? You can't say for sure that what you are pouring yourself into right now will end up being the thing that you regret or not. But it is a valuable exercise, as David suggests, that we imagine ourselves forward, imagine ourselves into the future, and consider, looking back from that perspective, what is it that we do that will truly matter? What are the relationships that we will have built that we will continue to care about? What are the accomplishments? What are the hobbies or the skills that we will have learned? What are the choices and the investments that we will have made that will stand the test of time? I think we can do part of that now. I think by taking time to more clearly and more deliberately examine our daily patterns and habits, we can see where are we doing the things that are just part of the routine, and where are we doing the things that we know have lasting value? We can do part of that right now. We can also, again, consider a bigger perspective. Now, I don't want this to come across as sounding like the evangelical fundamentalist question, when you get to the end of your life, you die and you stand before God, what are you going to have to say for yourself? That is sort of a fear-based appeal that I'm not into, but I do think there is a sense in which we want to consider what we do today in the light of eternity, in the light of what it would mean before God and in God's kingdom. I don't think I've ever heard anybody who was at the end of their life look back and say they regretted, they wished they had not been as charitable as they were, or as kind-hearted as they were, or as, open-minded and willing to look at other people's perspectives as they were. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say they regretted how much time they spent with God, or reading scriptures, or engaged in church activities. I don't think people tend to do that. We don't look back and feel like that was wasted time. So, with that in mind, saints, consider your own schedule, your own routine, your own calendar, your own use of your time. What are the things that you think will stand the test of time? What could you be doing that 20, 30, 40 years from now, you'll look back and say, I'm glad I did that? That's your devotion for this week. Hope it's helpful and hope it's worth thinking about for you. Hope you're doing well and staying healthy. I will be praying for you, saints. Please keep praying for me, and I'll see y'all again soon. Take care.